The greatest gift you can give to a man is not money, it's not cars, it's not houses, it's awareness. Helping that man to see something that he or she was blind to before. Because once you have seen a thing, you can't unsee it. You cannot. I'm saying this because when it comes to ideas, thoughts that have been postulated all across the world, a lot of them have been publicly accepted, some haven't. But the crux of the matter is because a thought is publicly accepted, it does not make it true. And if a thought is not true, it does not mean it is false. Stay with me because at the end of this training, it will make a lot of sense. So you are exposed to somebody's thoughts and the public has bought into that person's thoughts. Because the public has bought into these thoughts and they have agreed to the thoughts, it does not make it truth. Globally speaking, we have a wave of individuals coming in and saying they are bisexual, they are gays, they are lesbians. Before, it didn't make sense for you to come out and have the boldness to want to speak, to defend such a belief system, such a thought. But gradually, the public is now accepting it as a norm. So you begin to fill forms and they will ask you, are you bisexual? Uh-huh. And it's now making it look true. So if you are now bettered in a time where you had no exposure of what was the truth prior before now, you just accept this as your reality. And that's a problem. That's a problem. So stay with me. Whatever happens, ensure you take the very end of this training. You will be blessed by this training. I can tell you for free. Listen, we live in a world where whatever is seen online is considered accurate, is considered on point. So people go online and they fail to understand that the internet gives you whatever you request. So you can ask the internet, is Synergy Academy legit? The internet will tell you, yes, Synergy Academy is legit. You ask the same internet, is Synergy Academy an illegitimate group? Yes, it's an illegitimate group. Is this business I want to start? Is it the right business? Yes, it's the right business. Is this business the wrong business? Tell you, yes, this business is the wrong business. And that is the same source people are counting on data. I could remember a while back, months ago, trying to communicate with a friend of mine the essence of having the hydrogen bottle for herself, her family. And what she did was straight to the point. She went and said, what are the implications of using hydrogen water? And the internet brought in false implications, wrong narratives. For the fact that she saw it on the internet, she didn't dig deep. She just concluded I've gone through I've done my research and I discovered that it's not accurate. I'm saying this because we have now entered the dispensation where you have to be very careful what you consider as evidence to back up whatever you're advocating for. Because people have gradually ceased to research and stretch their thinking faculty. People, a percentage of people don't even think. Anything you tell them is true. They are too lazy. They are just too lazy to just say, okay, let me go the extra mile to be sure. And AI is messing up everything because in your state of laziness, you can still get what you're looking for. So it's gradually becoming hard to differentiate what is good from what is evil. Evil is now refined as good. So you don't know. And that's a dangerous spot to be in. So off the record, I want you to note something. Whatever you have accepted as morally correct or incorrect was planted unconsciously or consciously in you by somebody else. So could it be that the life you are living today is not actually your life, but somebody else's life that you're living? Could it be that the freedom that you think you have attained is not really freedom, but somebody's idea of freedom and you have attained? Just off the record, me and you, just between me and you. I'm saying this because when God met Adam, and say, okay, Adam, where are you? Trying to look for him in the Garden of Eden. And he asked Adam, bro, where are you? Big man, where are you? And Adam said, it's as simple as I am here. And Adam said, I am naked. Naked? That's not a word in our vocabulary. Where did it come from? Naked is not the right response. But the concept of I am naked was planted into him by somebody else. Nakedness is now a thing. The joy of this is that knowing that who you are is as a result of what has been handed over to you consciously or unconsciously, you can now decide to consciously restructure every single thing. Why am I taking my time to give this foundation? Because there's something that you know, there's something that I know, and that is a cash flow quadrant. There's a book on the cash flow quadrant, author Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he brought in this idea of the cash flow quadrant, that this is how money flows into your pocket, into my pocket, into everybody's pocket, and the entire world bought into it. And it has been used to transform lives. It has been used to evolve businesses. But I'm here to redefine it a little bit to help you see further. Because remember, the best gift you can give to a man is awareness. So I want to help you see something that I have discovered, and I'm sure it's going to help you. It's going to bless you. This training is a training that you might have to go over it again and again and again and again for it to make a lot of sense. So just stay with me. If watching it the first time, it doesn't make sense to you, don't worry. Calm down. Go again. Doesn't make sense? Calm down. Go again. But it will surely make sense. Now here's the thing. He designed the cash flow quadrant and said there are four categories of people. Category one, the employees, they have to work for them to be paid. That's how they make money. Self-employed, these are experts in their field. So you know how to make shoe, you know how to make bag, you know how to make clothes. As fashion designer, you're self-employed. So by virtue of exerting your skills, you are compensated. You are a professional doctor, you have your own hospital, you're self-employed, running everything, you're self-employed. And then we have the system owners. And he said the system owners are people that have about 500 people actively working for them. So they have like a system where these people work with, they are leveraging, even though they're not there, they're making money. And the investors are people that are using their resources to make more money. So their money gets to work for them without them having to work. Money just keeps piling, piling, piling. And he said the best place for you to be is to either be a system owner or an investor. Now, if you're not guided right on this, a lot of employees would make a jump to becoming systems owner. Self-employed people make a jump to one system, but there is a mindset you need to have for you to actually maximize every single quadrant. Because at the end of the day, with all this boju boju, how we say it in Nigeria, the pursuit is to attain one thing, money. Money. Cash flow quadrant. It's called money quadrant. The money quadrant. Employees, we're looking at money. Self-employed, money. System owners, money. Investors, money to get more money. So it's all money, money, money. So I had to dig further and say, okay, the man that handed over this concept, as beautiful as it is, to us, what was the situation of things for him as at that time? Why am I saying this? If we're to go back to the times of the Babylonians many, many years ago, the things we are doing today, they will not do it. And the things they were doing then, we will not do it. We are not even doing it. Will have those things formed like a foundation for what we are doing? Yes. I'm saying this because if we now zoom further, 100 years from today, certain things we are doing, we will not be doing it. But the things we're doing now will serve as a foundation for it. So I had to press and say, okay, how be it so that if at the end of the day, what is the anchor with this for is money, there has to be a way to decipher something. And I discovered that the challenge here is they are all making money, but a portion of them lack financial literacy. They don't know the game they are playing. I'll say it again. You are playing a game, but you're not aware you're playing a game. And you keep losing and losing and losing and losing. Instead of you to lose and learn, it seems as if you're moving in a cycle and a cycle and a cycle and a cycle. That's why a lot of people move from this job to that job to this job to that job. And it looks as if they're going in cycles. A lot of people will start this business, that business, this business, that business. They're just moving in cycles. They don't understand the game. Some will jump from this investment to that investment, this investment to that investment. They don't understand the game. You listen to me. Do you understand the game? It's a very fascinating game if you know how to play it. If you don't, you suffer. So upon pressing, I discovered that the state upon which this man designed this thing, this is between me and you, but it's to help you. This man is an American. He's not a Nigerian. He is in a first world country. We're in a third world country. And I'll try to break this down so you understand. There are certain things that are applicable in a first world nation. It is not applicable in a third world nation. There are certain businesses that will thrive in a first world nation, certain ideas, certain concepts. It will not thrive in a third world nation. Stay with me. When he designed this, let me get my marker so we're on the same page. It was at the point where his nation, and currently they are, when it comes to tax, employees pay 40%. Okay. This is 40%. Employees are paying 40%. Self-employed, they pay 60%. Systems owners, they are paying 20%, and investors are paying 0%. Now, if I were to ask you, which do you think is the right quadrant to go to as an individual? Option one is the investors, because I'm not paying anything in tax. And option two is the system owner. So now you see why everybody wants to be a capitalist. Everybody, because they are trying to run away from tax. And a man that is trying to run away from tax created a system, and you're using the same system in a nation where, when it comes to tax, we're not paying this percentage. So you see the flaw in the system. You don't know the game you're playing, and you keep losing. Yes, in no time we might ascend to this level as a nation, but we are not there yet. So why not maximize what we have? In Nigeria, right? I stand to be corrected on data, but watch this. It's crazy. Watch this. Let me erase all of this because I want to help you. In Nigeria, investors 0%. Hallelujah. System owners, it depends on your business. If your annual turnover is below 25 million, you're not paying anything. If your annual turnover, listen, is above 25 to 100 million, you're paying 20%. If your annual turnover is above 25 million to 100 million, you're paying 20%. And if it's above 100 million, you're paying 30%. Stay with me. If you're self-employed, you're paying 7 to 20%. Also, if you're an employee, 7 to 20%, depending on the income you're earning. So let's peg this at, let's just say 10%. Let's just say 10% here. 10%, 10%. With this understanding, do you think we are playing the same game as regards as the creator of this concept? Is this the same game we are playing? No. We have a lot of unfair advantage that we can maximize. And this is a training for specifically Nigerians. We have a serious, see, let me shock you. How many employees do you know that after receiving their salary, they actually pay tax? How many? How many people do you know that are self-employed that are paying tax? 80 to 95% of employees and self-employed individuals are not paying tax as supposed. Yeah, there might be one or two, transactions happening, but it's not the exact deal as it's supposed to be. Now, why am I saying this? Because if at the end of the day, what we are looking at is Money, you need to understand the game to play the game. And you need to now know your own unfair advantage that you have. If not, you keep losing. Or it now looks as if it's a difficult game. No game is difficult. You either are not aware of the rules, so you can play it well, or the rules that you are aware of have been altered. So no matter what you do, you can't win. And you ask, how am I so sure you can win at this game wherever you find yourself? The answer is financial literacy. And when we talk about financial literacy, a lot of people want to talk about money, 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 but it's a two parts, kind of like a coin. The first part is you, and the second part is money. If you don't work on yourself, whatever you do with money, it's a loss because money amplifies you. That's a topic for another day. But stay with me. Let's do some critical analysis together. Just stay with me. Let's do some analysis together. I'm gonna clear this entire board. All right, so I'll use a black. Let's look at the scenario. Let's look at the scenario to help you. And I'll use my calculator. How am I so sure that wherever you are, how am I so sure that wherever you are in the quadrant, you can find a way to maximize this unfair advantage called financial literacy? But more importantly, if the setup has been positioned by virtue of tax evasion, we're not running from any tax. You're here, I'm here. We have an advantage to maximize. So watch. Let's see a scenario, Mr. John. So his name is John. It's my pen. So let's look at Mr. John. Mr. John is a civil servant. And as a civil servant, he earns, upon his job, he earns 200K. Right? He earns 200K. And being a civil servant, you're going to work for 35 years upon your retirement. So stay with me. We're going to stand on the on this salary, being that he earned 200K till he retired, which is not possible. But stay with me. So John earned 200K every single month consistently for 35 years. But guess what he did? Because he gained mastery of financial literacy. So he understands the game and he knows how to play the game, right? And he decided to rise by virtue of the quadrant that he is on. Already, he's on the E quadrant, so he has a job, he's an employee. So stay with me. So he takes out 15,000, 15K every single month, and he saves the money. At the end of 12 months, he has 180K. He has 180,000 naira every single month. If he consistently saves 180,000 naira every single month for 35 years, he would have 6.3 million naira. Not bad, right? That's what you can do by virtue of saving. Now, glory be to God, he did well. At some point, maybe this might be even higher than his pension. And he's a good guy, so he did well. But now let's flip the coin, because awareness is the greatest gift you can give to a man. What if all Mr. John knows is to save money? And because we're in dangerous recession in our country, as you're saving money, you're losing money. So this 6.3 million would have devalued to maybe like 5 point something, if I'm not mistaken. But we hope the country gets better. It's going to get better in Jesus' name, amen. But stay with me. What if he's now aware of the power of what this money can do for him over time through investment? I'm saying it because when it comes to the wealth triangle, there's a wealth triangle. The first thing you look at is earning, the second is managing the money, and then the third is investing. So any money is not enough. It's not the end of the game. How well are you managing it, and how well are you investing it? So he has been able to manage his money by having to reserve a portion of it, and now he has 180K on the side. And now let's move to the next part where we're looking at having to invest the money. So stay with me. If all he does, all right, let me just get my pencil here. If all he does is as simple as say, okay, this 180,000. This 180,000, I am going to invest it, whether in stocks, bond, mutual funds, S&P 500, treasury bills, I don't know. But he looks at an investment that will give him, on average, 15%, not bad enough, 15% every single year. Stay with me. If he does this 180K at 15%, for 35 years. So year 180K, year 280K, year 380K. So as the money is coming in, it's compounding, it's compounding, it's compounding, it's compounding. What he would have upon retirement is 182 million. 182.5 million upon retirement. Now, the first John we encountered upon retirement had 6.3 by virtue of saving. The second John upon retirement by virtue of investment has 182 million. Let me ask you, would you want to be John 1 or John 2? Everybody will say John 2. Will it happen by awareness? Now, if he's not aware of this, guess what? Upon retirement, he will have nothing to show. And it has happened to a lot of people. They don't know how to play the game. So they keep losing and hoping that one day you go better. Oh, the government will change. Nigeria will better. Oh, this. Oh, God help me. It doesn't work that way. Understand the game, play the game, and you win the game. Now, this is the beauty of it. If all he does is put this 182 million back into the money market at 15%, what he will have annually is 27 million. Divide this by 12, he will be walking away every single month with 2.2 million without him having to work. Every month, 2.2 million naira. You can do the calculation. There are a lot of additional figures attached to it, so I'm just approximating. But guess what? What you don't know is greater than you. What you don't know is greater than you. Now, this is somebody that is an employee. What if you are like Mama Nkechi and you are selling akara? Yes, we're going to do her own as well. Let me get my pen. Okay, it's all out. Okay. All right, so let's say Mama Nkechi sells akara, and we all know akara beans cake, akara. And what she decides to do every single day is she will take out 2,000 naira, 2K. So she sells in the morning and she sells in the night. She will remove 2K and keep somewhere. She only works 5 times in a week. She sells five times in a week. In a month, that's 20 times. So 2,000 naira times 20 days, that's 40,000 naira. So she has 40K that she's saving in her colo, how we say it. Now 40K times 12 months. Stay with me. Like, this is not rocket science, right? Anybody can do this and it will change everything. 40K times 12 months equals to 480K. Every single year. If all she does is save 480K for 20 years, so she just want to do what she's doing, selling akara for 20 years, right? And just sell akara for 20 years and she rest. We know a lot of people that are selling akara for more than 20 years now, but calm down. We know a lot of people that have been sewing for more than 20 years. We know a lot of people that have been making shoes for more than 20 years, making bags for more than 20 years, cutting hair for more than 20 years. But they don't have this awareness. So they keep losing at the game. Stay with me. 480K times 20 years equals to 9.6 million naira. It's not bad. Or how many people in this category have an extra 9 point something million somewhere? Not that much. Why? They are not aware. Now, stay with me. Let's flip this. Version 1 of Mama Nkechi is able to save 9.6. Let's say version 1 is not aware. Sure, she's just doing her business. God is helping her. Small, small, JJ, we go dey go. Version 2 has 9.6 million naira. Let's look at version 3 that decides to invest 480K annually for 20 years. Let's look at what she would have in store now. Good. So 480K at 15% for 20 years. What do we have there? We have, you can calculate this if you have any financial calculator. We have 57 million. Let me ask you, would you want to be version 1 that doesn't know what's happening to her, or version 2 that's 9.6 million, or version 3 57 million? Who would you want to be like? Definitely 57 million. And guess what she will do? She will take that 57 million, put it back into the money market at 15%, and it will give her annually 8.5 million. And if what she does is divide this by 12 months, it will give her 708K. So without selling akara, she walks away every single month with 708K from ordinary akara business. What you don't know is greater than you, full stop. So the question is, now that you know this, what will you do with this information? That's it. What would you do with it? Because this now brings about to your consciousness that it is possible for you to be able to change everything for yourself, financially speaking. Because going back, you look at it and you think, okay, for me to change everything, I need to change quadrant. No, understand how to play the game in your quadrant. I'm saying this because there are a lot of employees, they are not fit. I'll say it again, they are not fit to run businesses. They are only fit to work for somebody. A lot of people, they are not fit to run big businesses. They can only manage their shop. There are some people that they are fit to lead a team, to lead an army, to lead a global business, but not everybody can just move to another quadrant. If that happens, then who will be working for us in the banks? Who will be working for us in the market? Who will be selling for us? So why I'm saying this is to arm you, wherever you are listening to me, your unfair advantage is sitting down to say, I want to understand how this game works. When I understand how it works, I'll play it as if my life depends on it. This stuff is not even erasing from the screen, but it's all good. Now, the definition of anything is the foundation of that thing. Anything you see in life, the definition of it is the foundation of it. So, what is the foundation upon which you are building that you are building? Is it a faulty one? Because we have come to realize that the foundation that we are building on was defined by somebody that these were the rules to how he was playing his game. He's running away from tax. Are you running away from tax? Which means if you're trying to build whatever he's building, there will be a fault. So I'm not just saying this pertaining to business alone. There are certain realities that we now have in parenting, in getting married, in building up an establishment, in even building a house. Oh, because they are doing it like this, let's do it like this. No, sir. Probe the idea, question it. That's your essence of philosophy. You question answers, you answer questions, question turn to answer. You squeeze the living daylight of it till the ultimate truth comes in. So that you don't use a faulty foundation and build a beautiful establishment and everything keeps crumbling down. And because most people are not aware of this, what do they fix? The building. Let's work on the building. Let's tear the building down. Let's work on it. But the right strategy is the foundation. Is the foundation. Is the foundation. Right? Time will fail me to go deep on this, but I believe you've been able to get something from this training. And like I said, if it's not clear, please go back and start this video again. Refuse to be ignorant. Start asking questions. Refuse to be ignorant. Right? Invest in yourself. Refuse to be ignorant. There's more to the cash flow quadrant, but I just have to, zone in here. But what you need to understand is that every single quadrant gives you the opportunity for you to rise to the top. But it starts with knowledge. You cannot rise to the top in any quadrant by virtue of ignorance. Do not be deceived. The unfair advantage you have starts with knowledge, and that knowledge gives you room for awareness. So thank you for making our time to go through this training. If you have questions, please feel free to ask your questions. If there's none and it's clear, fantastic. Let's get to work. The proof of this is in few months, few years time, the fruits will show, right? That's the joy of this. That's the joy of it. So God bless you and do also have an amazing evening. Thank you.